Hey guys, so we get a lot of questions about what type of shoes should I wear while rowing. So we're going to go through a couple options and their pros and cons today. So the Converse is one of your classic go-to lifting shoes because it has the minimal heel and minimal cushion, which allows for better force transfer through the floor, or in this case through the foot plate. So when you're rowing or lifting or anything like that, when you're applying force through the foot, if there's cushion, that cushion is going to absorb some of the force, kind of like a spring. So that force absorption takes away from the power you would put into the rower. So if you want a faster split, having minimal cushion is going to be a big aspect of that. So the Converse is a really great pick because it has minimal cushion and it's not going to slow you down, whereas something like the Air Force One, you can see there's really thick soles all the way through from the heel to the toe. So that thick sole has a lot of cushion, which is going to produce a lot of energy leaks during your force transfer. So something like this wouldn't work quite as well. So something in the middle, like a running shoe, it has less cushion than the Air Force One, more than the Converse. So something like this could be a good backup if you don't have anything else. But if you're going to go with a running shoe, try to make sure that there's minimal cushion. So this one is pretty low profile. There's some other running shoes that have a very thick heel. So that really thick heel is going to take away a lot of the power you're trying to put into the rower. And then your top tier option is going to be something like the Vivobarefoot, which has virtually no cushion. So you can basically fold this in half, twist it, turn it, so there's very little that will take away from your force transfer into the rowing machine. And when we compare this to the Converse, one of the big advantages, even though they're both low profile, is the width. So you'll see that through the foot here, the Converse is pretty narrow, so that narrow spacing means that your toes are going to be kind of crammed in there to fit to the shoe. So something like the Vivobarefoot has a wider foot plate here. And so that wider foot allows for more spreading in space for your toes. So if your toes are really crammed together, then you're not going to be able to get as much loading to the foot. So being able to spread the toes and splay them with that extra space is going to allow for better foot function. So a Converse is kind of like your classic go-to that you might want to go to. But if you wanted to try upgrading, something like the Vivobarefoot or anything with a really wide foot here is going to be your best option. But either way, keep the cushion minimal and keep the shoe flexible.